Dear students, today the topic is the Marxian theory of economic development. Development is a process, continuous process to the one stage to moving one stage to another one stage, downwards to upwards. Karl Marx theory explains the stages and main conflicts in between labor and workers or laborers and capitalists, the class struggle and establishment of socialism. So, in this topic particularly, we should have to discuss the economic aspect, that how the capitalists are exploiting the laborers and how that the surplus is arising and the capitalists getting the profits, and ultimately what happens after capitalism. So before that, we should have to know something about the Karl Marx. He is a author of Das Kapital. Is it? Was a author of book Das Kapital. This is a one type of a Bible for the economists. So in this lesson we will learn something in the Karl Marx theory of development. Karl Marx, born in 1818 and end of his life in 1883. He devoted his life to the cause of working classes. He has distinct place in the history of economic thought. Main work done in the Das Kapital, he published in 3 volumes, that is in 1867 first volume, second volume 1885, and third volume after his death published, that is 1894. Okay. In 3 respects, that is the economic interpretation of history, and second one, motivating force in capitalism, and the third one, providing an alternative path to the development, that is planned economic development. Is the 3 respects he contributed the theory. It may be recalled and we should have to know something about him, particularly that is the Karl Marx. Schumpeter, according to the opinion of the Schumpeter, he says Karl Marxian theory about his thought his thought is a Marxism is nothing but a religion. Marxism, he opined that Marxism is a religion. So, this is an orthodox method and belief of faith, the opponents opponent is not to the orthodox Marxist. And another one, for purpose there is to examine the Marxian process of economic development and not the Marxist system as a whole. Marxist system as a whole. So before that we should have to know Marx contributed to the theory economic development in three respects. History, broader economic interpretation of history. And another one, we should know that in the history, in the narrower respect, the specifying the motivating the forces of capitalist development, and the final respect suggesting an alternative path of planned economic development. Okay, there is a three types. Okay, first of all, we should know the mode of, there is a relation, materialistic interpretation of the history point of view. There is a first one point. You should know that the one thing, the main cause of struggle is conflict between the mode of production and the relations of the production. The mode of production refers as a particular arrangement of production in the society, particular arrangement of a production in the society. Okay, so we should have to know in the organization of the labor in the scheme of division and cooperation. This is one thing. So before that, we should have to know the Karl Marx theory on the basis of some assumptions. The assumptions are like that is Karl Marx theory based on some assumptions. Number one, there are two principal classes in the society. That is a one point. The first assumption is there are two principal classes. Main classes are there in the society. That is proletarianists. And second one, wages of the workers are determined at subsistence level of living. Wages are determined. Wages means wages in terms of the just to meet their subsistence level only. So now that is the second one. And the third point, labor is the main source of the value generation. Means labor is the main production factor. Actually, they measured that record also measured in terms of the wage hours. Like that wage on the basis of this, we should have to we should have to understand that the laborers are the main source of the income. The values of generation. The value means in the terms of production. Another one, the fourth one, factor of production are owned by the capitalists. The factors of production owned by the capitalists means all in the capitalistic society. All the means of production in the hands of the capitalists only. And fifth one, capitalists of two types. One number capital is in the form of two types. That is one, that is a constant capital and variable capital. Constant capital means not it is not changes always, just like a fixed capital, just like a fixed capital in fixed machinery, for example. And another variable one, so we can say another one point, labor is homogeneous and perfectly mobile. Labors are mobile means one place to another one place in this, and perfect competition will be in the economy. In the economy, the perfect competition will be prevails. So then that is a one thing. And another one, the national income is distributed in terms of wages and profits. The national income distributed in the terms of wages and profits. So this is nothing but a one point we should have to decide. So we can say these are the main assumptions. Number one, there are two classes, bourgeois and another one capitalists, and another one capitalists are proletarians, and wages are determined in the substance level, and labor is in the main source of the value of the generation. Factors of production are owned in the hands of the capitalists, and capital is in two types, and labor is homogeneous perfectly, and a perfect competition is there in the economy. Income is whatever generated income in the economy, it will be distributed in the form of wages. These are the Marxian theory. Marxian theory is in the production, whereas in the Marxian theory, what is the meaning of production? The production is nothing but production is itself means the generation of value, which are produced in the economy. It will be converted into the values. So values generation is nothing but according to him the production. So production means generation of value, right? So in the starting point, what happens in the society, what happens in the economy, in a capitalistic society or a society. So starting that growth under capitalism, whatever growth takes place. Growth means, what is the meaning of growth? Growth is nothing but the increasing the output. In the capitalism, generation of value and accumulation of capital underwent to a high rate. In the first stage, what happens? The generation of values increases, means the growth of output will be increases in the high rate, and after reaching its a peak level, what happens? One stage. After reaching it one stage, what happens? After reaching it one stage, there will be accumulation. A concentration of capital associated with the falling rate of profit, and it turns to the rate of investment, and growth rate will be also. In turn, there will be reduction. There will be reduce in the investment and growth. In the first stage, it increases, and in the second stage, it comes down and reaches to the high level. It leads to the class conflicts in the society, in the economy, in the class revolt. The labor conflicts also comes up, and revolt will be happens, and ultimately there is a downfall of capitalism and rise of socialism takes place. Downfall of capitalism, and another one, downfall of capitalism and the rise of the socialism also takes place in the economy. This is the structure in the starting point, that generation of value goes up, and secondly reaches up to the high level, and another one, after reaching the high level, it comes to that the concentration of power, economic power, into the capitalists, and the class revolt also come up, and another one, the investment and growth rate will be come down. These are the main points of the economic system, according to the Karl Marx, and then it leads to that high level of unemployment, and another one, that class conflicts also rises, and class revolt also increases, and ultimately there will be downfall of capitalism and rise of the socialism. Means whatever that primitive society to ultimately it reaches to the socialism, capitalism, bourgeoism, primitive society, bourgeoism, and another one, one by one, and another one, that capitalist downfall that reaches to the socialism. So this is a small structure of the small structure of the Karl Marx theory. In this aspect, we should have to know in this lesson that we should have to learn something about this the Marxian theory, only economic point of view, surplus generation, and how it is surplus goes to the capitalists in the what form. These are the points we should have to discuss in this lesson. Okay, before that we should have to know another one, that some of the main important points or some words, vocabulary to in this lesson. Number one, commodity and use value, exchange value, like this. Commodity is a good. Commodity is a, that is a one type of a, there is a commodity. Commodity is a one of the produced for commodity which is produced for the purpose of exchange rather than for direct use is called the commodity. Direct use is called commodity, and we should have to know that the point there will be a one minute, right. Commodity, a good produced for the purpose of exchange rather than for the direct use is called, which are useful to the use. Direct use means direct, which are giving the direct satisfaction to the human beings. And another one, use value. Use value is a common characteristic of every object of consumption. It is the satisfaction derived by a consumer by consuming the community system, commodity system. Therefore, it differs from person to person. Use value is a relationship between man and the object of consumption. The another one, exchange value. Exchange value means which the goods having that the prices, and which are having a which are having some values, exchange values in the mode of the whatever we can say, values which are in terms of prices. So Marx believed that here exchange values are governed by labor values. Okay, if a bear, for example, if you take a bear, takes twice the time to hunt than a deer. with simple weapons to aid man. Then one bear would exchange for two deers. So like that we can say there is a exchange one for two. So like that he expressed that according to the Karl Marx. And another one we can say constant capital. The capital is in two times and means of production, and second one consumption of workers, third one consumption of capitalists. Constant capital we can denote that is C in the Marx theory. So this is a constant means equipment and materials we can say, and variable capital is we are denoting V, that is variable capital B represents that however it should be noted that wages are also in terms of labor value, which means that labor hours units required to produce the consumption and the goods that are needed for the subsistence of workers. Variable means working capital. We have to understand the working capital. Working capital means maybe a raw material, the cost of raw material in terms of the labor units. And surplus, another one point is here itself we should have to know the surplus. The surplus, it is a one, yes, we are denoting giving that the one of the this surplus is also measured in terms of labor value, and represents the surplus means which is more than whatever the input, which is input values of the variable and stock variable capital and inputs values, whatever it is more than the inputs, it is called a surplus. Okay, surplus value, it represents Marx called fixed capital and a raw material producing value. The term constant capital was used to denote the capital does not add to the value of the output, but then what is required for its replacement. Okay, and the rate of exploitation is another one. So rate of exploitation is the rate of exploitation is the very basis of Marxian system, in the Karl Marx system. So Karl Marx defines it as S by V. Rate of exploitation means that is nothing but here we should have to know in that slides that is R is equal to S by V. Okay, rate of exploitation, and S and V are measured in terms of labor values, and according to the Karl Marx, constant capital adds no more to the product than what is used in the production process. Labor, however, produces surplus value, that is, produces value over and above what is necessary for its own subsistence. For example, we can say, suppose a worker or a labor is asked to work for 8 hours per day. If he can produce the wage goods required for his consumption in 4 hours, then the rest of the day. So for example, suppose a worker is asked to work for 8 hours. In part, to meet that expenditure inputs and laborers input cost is only 4 hours, and out of 8 hours 4 hours is required. Remaining 4 hours goes to the packets of the capitalists. So in this example we can say that is the our example, the 4 S by V is nothing but a 4 by 4. S is that the surplus, the 4 hours, and V is a variable cost, variable input, that is equal to 4 hours. So the rate of exploitation is 100%. It is very important to note in this context that the workers are paid a wage which is cover their basic needs is the assumption. S by V is nothing but net profits to wages for the economy as a whole. So value of commodity. Another one point: the commodity in the Marxian model is obtained by addition of variable capital, a variable capital, and another one the constant capital and surplus value. The same formula is used to arrive at the value of a product of a firm, or the value of net product of economy. C divided by C plus V. It is a measure to indicate it what extent labor is provided with materials and equipment. In other words, it is a measure of the relation between constant to variable capital. The ratio is C divided by C plus V, called organic composition of capital by Marx, which broadly indicates the degree of capital intensity of any process of production. Which indicates that the degree of capital intensity of any process of production. Marx was trying to establish his basic contention that even if labor value differ from prices of production, labor values govern the prices of production, and the it is obviously means that exchange value of commodities may not be equal to labor embodied in them. Nevertheless, the prices of production at which commodities exchange are basically determined by labor embodied. These are the main important um, whatever what important things we should have to know the basic concepts of the Karl Marx theory. So to the total capital. Another one, you should have to know the rate of exploitation. Rate of exploitation S by V. The rate of surplus is another one. Rate of surplus is the ratio surplus generated by labor to the variable capital system. It is also called the rate of exploitation. Rate of profit, small r is equal to S by C plus V, S by C plus V, or it is equal to S by V divided by C by V plus 1. This is one of the formula to calculate these things. And another one, the variable, and another one, simple reproduction system. We should have to know that it is represents the capitalist system whereby the replacement is going on. No good is produced in excess of what is required as input and consumption in the next period to stop. Actually, in this, we should have to remind that Karl Marx used a simple commodity reproduction scheme to analyze the theory of value and to study the relationship between labor theory of value and price of production. There are two important characteristics of this scheme. It depicts a society where each producer owns his means of production, produces goods, and satisfies his many wants by exchanging means of production producers in this scheme producers in this scheme are said to produce commodities, sell the excess of it in the market, and get money. Marx symbolizes by this CMC, first one equation, and that is money is a link between exchange of commodities for commodities. The rationale for this exchange is of course the qualitative difference between commodities. In the contract, this is under the capitalist system. Producer starts with money. He buys inputs, organizes production, produces goods which he sells in the market to get money. This can be show MCM. MCM is, that is money, commodity, money. However, in this case, the person starts with a certain quantum of M and gets the same amount after sale of the commodity. So, as there cannot be any qualitative difference in this case, he whole exercise would be pointless for the producer. Therefore, Marx argued money received at the end would be greater than money spent on input. In other words, that producer will organize spent. Hence, quantitative expansion of value takes place. Marx calls surplus. This is called a Marx calls surplus. What is a surplus? Surplus is nothing but a input and output difference. The output is more than the input. Output is more than the input. So, how much which is more than that input, it is called a surplus. Okay, according to the Karl Marx. Therefore, surplus value arises due to the form of production relations. Producers organize production by buying inputs, hiring labor, and appropriate the surplus value generated by labor is profits. Secondly, that the simple reproduction system represents a capitalist system where only replacement is going on. Goods are produced and exchanged, so that means of the production used up are replaced goods consumed by workers, and capitalists are also reproduced. No good is reproduced in excess of what is required as input and consumption in the next period. As workers received subsistence wages in the Marxian system, the question of the disposal of their wage in excess of their consumption does not arise. However, as capitalists appropriate the surplus value created by workers, self-reproduction scheme implies that replacement. Suppose there are only two sectors in a economy. The Suppose sector 1 or a whatever that department 1 where constant capital C is produced, and sector 2 where wage goods are produced, that department 1 and department 2 we can say another one wise, that if the department 1 uses 200 units of constant capital, and that is the very constant capital, um, capital C I, and that 50 units of variable capital B, and generate that 50 units of surplus value S, and we can say in this figure there is a table, the total value in this sector would be 200 plus 50 plus 50, means in the first column we can first row, we can say 250 50, it leads to C plus V plus S, it is 300. Okay, C plus V plus C, S total value produced. Then simply if the sector 2 uses second one department or second sector uses 100 units of constant capital, and C, and 50 units of variable capital, and it generates the 50 units of surplus value, and the S2, that is the total value produced in the sector will be 200. That is a first one is a 300, and you would notice that in the example, total constant capital measured in labor value is 200 units in the first sector, and to 100, 100 in sector second one. The value of total constant capital produced in sector 1 is also 300. Hence, the total constant capital produced is just equal to the requirements. Further, department second one produces wages goods which amount to 200 in value terms. This we should have to notice this just is sufficient for the variable capital requirement of the department 1 and 2, 50 plus 50, and for the consumption of the capitalist which is 100, the sum of total surplus value generated in the both sectors, this is surplus value is appropriated by the capitalists is consumed, total wages goods, wage goods produced is equal to variable capital used plus surplus value. In our example, 200 is equal to 100 plus 100. Further, it must be noted that total surplus value 100 in the example is nothing but total profits in the Marxian society. So we can say equation. For example, in the first equation, the equation 1 can be written as C, and whatever the C2 is equal to V1 V1 S1, and equations reproduction is reduced to the single equation, that is C2 is equal to V1 plus S1. So that is the third equation. So this is nothing but here we should have to know that the there are therefore then if the condition expressed by the equation 3 is satisfied, the scale of production will not change year after year. So we can say that is one year after year. The question arises as to importance of a simple reproduction scheme. What does Karl Marx want to convey, analyze with the help of the analytical device one obvious element which is a simple to department model bring to the therefore fund is independence of the different sectors. Okay, so the capitalistic another one that capitalist crisis, the capitalist crisis point of view, we know very well that Karl Marx argued that capitalism shows seeds of its own destruction. Capitalist class will interested in the profits to gain the profits. Rate of profits increases at lastly it goes to the it goes starting already we said that they concentrates on the growth of economy and growth rates, and then we go in that the high level of returns coming, and then at the some stage the concentration of capital associated in the hands of the capitalists, and after some time the profits profit rate is high level, and in turn it leads to that the rate of investment and the growth rate will be come down, and unemployment goes up, and clan conflict also increases, and class revolt also arises, and capitalism so there is a downfall of that is an indicator of the downfall of the capitalism, and then it rise of the voice of socialism. So this is the matter of that the Karl Marxian theory. We can say that is nothing but a nothing but a explanation of the Karl Marx theory in the connection to the for the how that the capitalists are exploiting the additional output and how they are creating, and all these things are we discussed in this specifically we discussed that the basic concepts and introduction and surplus value creation and all these things in this theory. Thank you very much.